Steve Dotto here for LearnNowBC. Let's take a look at the presentation package, which is built into Google Drive. Now, students increasingly have to give presentations in class, just like those of us in the workforce seem to have to constantly give presentations to our bosses, coworkers, colleagues, customers. Presentation skills, certainly an important part of our communications toolkit. Now, for free within your Google account is the ability to create online and other presentations using their tool called, simply enough, Presentation. Let's take a look at it. Now, it follows, I would say, closest to the Microsoft PowerPoint toolkit. In the Mac users will often use Keynote, which is another presentation package, and increasingly in education, we're starting to use a tool called Prezi, which we're doing another video on, which is a really interesting and a different twist on preparing presentations. But the Google presentation package really follows doing a slideshow type presentation. Now, when you first open it up, they are trying to add new bells and whistles and features to it. And for example, I haven't opened it for a while, and now they're telling me, oh, there's some new tools here. We have new drawing tools, we have some animation tools, and of course we have collaboration tools, which are one of my favorite parts of the entire Google Drive suite. The fact that we can create a document, share it with other people that we're working on the document on, and collaboratively have an approach. So you can take a look here at any of those new features. But for the most part, I'm just going to get started by choosing a template. Again, similar to almost all of the presentation packages. By choosing a template, I've got a nice layout, a nice graphical base to build my presentation on. Now, you can start from scratch and build your own, but that seems like a lot of work. So I'm going to just choose this friendly one. Let's see, kind of nice. It's black and red and all sorts of nice colors like that. So once you've chosen a theme, it decides on the font and some of the basic graphic elements. All you need to do to create your presentation is to click on the available areas for doing text and start putting in your content. And you can work your way through adding text and adding information as you go. When you go to the slide menu, that's where you go to insert new slides. Now, the menus here work very similar to the menus that you would find within PowerPoint or any other presentation packages. And right beneath them are some quick iconic tools that will do some of the same basic things as well, such as adding a text box, inserting an image, etc. To add a new slide, as I said, just go to New Slide, and that creates a second slide. And as you see, it's following the same format, even though it's not a title page, but now we're into the body of the presentation. And as you go through, you can change the layout, you can change the theme. By changing the layout, that's an important thing to take a look at. Depending on the type of content that you have in each of the slides that you're presenting, you can choose these basic layouts, which are going to follow the same formatting guidelines, the same font, the same colors, that sort of stuff, as is in the template. So if we wanted to have a title with two columns and we were going to say do a comparative column, that gives us the ability to create a new slide with two columns. As you go through, you just continually build your slideshow with the content that you have. Finally, at the end, you can go through and you can modify little things such as changing the format. You can go through and you can incorporate tables. You can also incorporate graphics or even little videos within the document. Now, once you're finished, you have a couple of different options for presenting your content. You can just do the presentation directly from your computer by clicking Start Presentation, and it is going to give a nice little presentation. I don't have very much in my presentation, of course, here right now, but it gives you the presentation directly from the web browser, which is really convenient and easy. So if kids are working on their presentation at home in Google Drive, they go to school, they open their account at school, their Google account at school, then they can give the presentation that they've been working on at school. That online process, the fact that this is stored in the cloud, is a real benefit for convenience. And of course, it also has the convenience of multiple kids or multiple people working together on the same presentation have an opportunity to collaboratively build that presentation. Once you're all done, though, you can also take the entire presentation and you can make a copy of it. You can import slides to it, but you can also export it in a variety of different ways. So you can send it out, and it says download, which means you're downloading it to your computer from the internet as a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, so you can bring it into PowerPoint to use. You can also import it as a PDF or a variety of different other formats. Once again, the strength of this application, in my mind, is not really how many tools and how many features and bells and whistles. It's a fairly basic presentation package, but it's free. It follows some good standards. You learn good skills as far as building your presentation by using it. You can store it on the internet, which means, or it's automatically stored on the internet, which means you can access it from any computer you're working on, and you can share this document with everything from other fellow students that you're collaboratively working with it on. Parents and their kids can share it to work together to give your kids some help as they prepare the presentation, and they can also share it with their teacher at the end so they get good marks. Finally, you can give the presentation directly from the web browser, no special software to load in. It's a really elegant and simple and slick application of presentation software. On behalf of LearnNowBC, I'm Steve Dotto.